What up, everybody? Welcome to F is for Finisher. Today we are rating, or basically grading, the finishers or X-rays for Mortal Kombat 9. Now, keep in mind, this is an iteration of Maximilian Dude's Rate the Super, so this is going to be very similar, but again, with my commentary. Keep in mind also that we are grading based off of brutality and creativity, so you will be deducted points for being very bland and things of that nature. But without further ado, let's go. So starting off with Cyrax, let's go ahead and we're already starting off strong. Cyrax's modified POW driver. Chest blast into a flying kick, cracking the spine. And then if you focus in real closely, his leg is on the back of, I think, the skull, the back of the head. That is absolutely absurd. I'm giving that an A. That is a 9 out of 10. That is an A for me, for brutality, for creativity. That's hard. Scorpion, punch to the gut, punch to the face, and then straight up curb stomping the sternum. Lord have mercy. Now, I like Scorpion. This is very brutal but unimaginative. And it is by far, yeah. I'll give that a 7 out of 10. I'll give that's a straight 7. That is brutal, but it is very boring, very simple. Now, what I consider to be the best in the whole entire game, Sonya's has the best. So let's look at it one more time. So not only do we start off, let's pause this real quick. Not only do we start off with what is a 4-hit combo, which is absolutely absurd. I don't understand. Everybody gets a punch. Some developer at the time in NetherRealm Studios happened to like Sonya because she gets a full 4-hit combo before it even happens. Right, left, back, 2 kicks, cracks the neck. What is that? 3 or 4 kicks and then a Hurricane Rana slam to the skull? This is a 10 out of 10. This is a 10 out of 10. You can't get better than that. Now a double kick, bicycle kick, not really bicycle kick, but a cartwheel kick to an uppercut to a kick to the jaw. That's a 10, not a 10, that's a 9. That's a 9, that's an A. That is definitely an A. Sonya's is S tier. But yeah, that cartwheel, the cartwheel kick, smooth, gets 2 hits into a smooth uppercut. Just a smooth uppercut, connects, and then just to basically obliterate what is known to be a jaw. Yeah, that's a 9 out of 10. That is, for Kung Lao, it is a to the throat. He basically breaking your larynx, I think is what it's called. I might, yo, you guys, if there's a doctor in the comment section, let me know if some of my terminology is wrong. But his special move of the tornado windup to catch you in midair, straight up, whatever this move is, to the larynx, to the throat, into the back of the head. It's simple, brutal, and effective. I think it's as good as Scorpion's, a 7 out of 10. That is a C. Yeah, that's hard. That's hard. Shoulder bash, ice shoulder bash for Sub-Zero. Like, let's see what I wanna say, because I don't know what they wanted to show here. If that's a spleen into a headbutt. Freezing and smashing a spleen into a headbutt. Again, brutal. I like the creativity of the spleen. I'm gonna give that an 8 out of 10. That is a B for me. Now this is Sindel just breaking manhood. And then, so if Sindel's is tricky because I do like the creativity. I don't like the fact that it's going straight after manhood. Straight up kick to the joints. Then literally an elbow to the joint, but she finishes off with a scream. A light scream, but a scream nonetheless. One more time. Just hurts. I'll give that an 8. That's another 8. That's a very strong and pretty creative. Bone cracking, brutal, and finishes off with a move. Ermax's, Lord have mercy. And this is what that one right there. I don't know if that's a cannonball drop or an elbow drop, but he kind of lands like, this is already enough to kill somebody. Bam. Yeah, if they showed more of the bones cracking, that would have probably been more impactful. But again, creativity's on 1,000. Creativity's absolutely on 1,000. I am going to give that a, that's gonna be an 8-2. I'm gonna hover around the 8s. The 8s, there's a lot of 7 and 8s. You gotta do something really, really boring for me to be like, not really. But this creativity, telekinesis in the air, drops on the face, and then cannonball to the back, yeah. This is probably the most brutal, and it's 3. So this is probably the second best. The second best. So number 1, if you realized it at the start, goes right into his invisible dash, catches you, pokes to the eye, cracks the skull, or the neck in reality, and then a kick to the rib cage. That's brutality. That's everything. 3 hits. That's a 10 out of 10. That's an A+. Stab to the back of the head, then stab to the face. Yeah, that's sweet. Lord have mercy. But what she starts off with is with the, yeah. She starts off with the fan throws, which is an ability which I like. I like when certain abilities already start off with an ability. It's like hitting somebody with a Rasengan before you hit him with a bigger Rasengan. It's kind of cool. Yeah, that's tough. That's tough. I'll give this one a 7 out of 10 because, yes, she uses, well, no, I'll give it an 8 out of 10. She uses 2 different abilities. Bam, fan, teleport, stab to the head, teleports again. Yeah, that's brutal. That's brutal. That's skull fracturing right there. That's a lot of stuff. Boom. Yeah, that's a B. That's an 8 out of 10. That's an 8 out of 10. Yep. All right, let's get into Johnny Cage's. 3 punches to the balls is excessive. Like, attacked me, bam, bam, bam. And then a jumping elbow to the back. Yeah, that's hard. That's an 8 out of 10. That's definitely 8 out of 10 for creativity. And the fact that white man can't jump, but Johnny Cage can definitely jump. That's at least got to be a, what? 45-inch vertical. This one's very simple, but I think it's her dash that really sells it. Yeah, look at the range. You can catch somebody with it. Really simple. I'll give that a 7 out of 10. Really simple. Oh, and this is just light. Yikes. Again, very simple, but I like the brutality aspect of it. Jade does a good job, but Melina's about that brutality. What is that? Let's count. No. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then pings it. Probably the side hitting. Like if you go off of that sound, that bing, it might have been that it hit the spine in the back, which kind of adds to the psychology of it a little bit. Like you hit it so hard that the spine was so hard you and just stopped, because actually the sides are defensive. If you look it up, they're not really meant for offense. They're meant more for defense. So Melina using those bad boys, yeah, that's a little insane. And then proceeds it with a standing knee to the face. That's tough. That's tough. I'll give that, again, very simple, very brutal. It's better than Jade's, but it's not as good as an 8 out of 10. Some of the other ones we've seen is not as brutal as some of the 8 out of 10. Some of you guys may disagree. You guys let me know down in the comment section below. But yeah, I'm feeling like that right there is probably, I'll give that a 7.5. That's a 7.5. That's a C+. That is a C+. Again, very simple. Nightwolf is one of my favorite characters. But that, in reality, that does not get it done for me, personally. Now, can I understand? Like, I think presentation-wise, you could do a lot with some of the things that they do. Like, for example, if Nightwolf, right in the shot, right here, bam. You see how he just kind of like it's just, I just got hit. It's not really the most like that. Getting your, I'm imagining like right back here we have like I don't even know what this muscle's called, like that back muscle, whatever that area is called. I would love to have like a doctor here, like we're getting that to this area. Like I would love to have a doctor to explain it. But getting an axe into this area back here probably doesn't feel good and shouldn't warrant more of a reaction from any character. And the fact that he just stands there kind of ruins it a little bit, and then you proceed to give a swift front kick to the back, to the spine, and it cracks it. Like, it's okay. I think that's the first 6 out of 10 we've gotten. Yeah. So, creativity, and then proceeds to do the slam. Yeah. Creativity-wise, it is one of the better ones. I'll give the range as well. Flying double knee to the kneecaps to then hook on the back under the shoulder blades and then slam. Yeah, that's a 9. That's a 9. Yeah, Cabal gets it done. Cabal's is just brutal. Yeah, and he ends it with the slam. It's the slam at the end for me. That's a 9 out of 10. That's an A for Cabal. Here comes Noob Saibot, the double team, and then depending on who you are, you might think that's like disgusting or like boring or something like that. Again, for creativity, he punched him in what looks to be the stomach. That's how he had to throw up. Hit him so hard in the stomach, had to throw up. But the double team with the clone, punch straight into the nose, broke his nose, knee to the back of the rib cage, and then and then kick to the stomach. Brutal. That's brutal, brutal, brutal. I'll give that an 8 out of 10. Noob definitely deserves it. And then for creative purposes, that kick right there sells it. That is also, that's an 8 out of 10. Teleport to the back, punch, German suplex to the face, and then proceeds to kick, like almost axe kick to the face. Bam, gut, breaks necks, breaks face, and then proceeds with a axe kick, lifting him up from the ground. Yeah, that's nuts. That's an 8 out of 10 for Smoke. If that would have been more impactful, that would have been a 10 out of 10. If Sector's second hit would have been more, because that's tough. We're already starting off on a good note. We're starting off with chest burst missile. Chest burst missile into another move, which is his super uppercut, into what is a fully charged blast to the spine. And if you focus in really, it doesn't crack the back. Like right there, I'll freeze that frame right there for you guys. It doesn't really crack the back. It kind of just like combusts the back. Pause. Yeah, it cracks it a little bit, but it could have been a lot more than that. It could have been a lot more. Sector, I'll give that a 7 out of 10. No, I scratched that. I give that an 8 out of 10. For creativity purposes, yeah, chest burst missile into the super uppercut is an awesome combo that really can't be replicated by any other character. Yeah, for sure. That's an 8 out of 10. And here comes Jax. Bam. Bam. If he would have slammed it, that would have been a 9. If he would have slammed it and slammed him afterwards, that would have been a 9. But he goes into purple mode, powers up, throws the enemy in the air, slams on the knee buster, slams on a spine buster. I call it a knee busters. Both are attacking his spines. Bam, flying. Yep, lands on the knee. So it looks like the first one is lower back. It looks like the first one is lower back, and then the second one is just the back of the rib cage. One more time. Bam. It even cracks a little bit of his tibias. That's a little crazy. For brutality purposes, I'll give that a 7. Like that's pretty good. This is just nuts. Yikes. For brutality purposes, that is a 10 out of 10. Stab to the tibia, to both tibias, breaking both, and then proceed to give a strong kick to the nose. Bro, Kano's is probably the most brutal. I'll give it a 10 out of 10. Yikes. Yeah, that's brutal. That is brutal. So 10 out of 10 for Kano. That's the third 10 out of 10. Yeah, that's wild. That's nasty. Strikers, bam, to the top of the head, cracks it. police baton, breaking the jaw, and then a taser to what is the jaw or the throat. Brutality speaking, I'll give that an 8. Yeah, so Strikers gets a 7 out of 10. Strikers definitely gets a 7 out of 10. It's very functional, fairly boring, but at the same time, it's brutal, so you can understand it. Shang Tsung's sucking out the soul into a knee. That is pretty darn boring. Let's go back, let's watch it one more time. Pulling you, which is actually pretty cool, into just giving us a view of the muscle, and purple into a knee. Yeah, that's a 6. This is one of the better ones too. This is also really brutal. So number one, Baraka's has range, because it's a dash forward, stab into the throat, stab through one of the eyes, and then a kick. Yep, that's probably a 9. That is a 9. Yeah, that's brutal. That's brutal as hell. Into the kick. Yeah, that's a 9. For style points, rating gets a lot. Boom, double teleport, and then right here, take that to the face. Take that with you while you're going home. Raiden's gets a 9 for style points, because the whole thing for Raiden is just style. Boom, you got range on the blast. Bam. To a elbow to the spine, to a chop to the face, cracking the skull, and then take this little piece of Thunderball with you. Yeah, that's a 9. That's hard. The mechanical Sub-Zero, or the Cyber Sub-Zero, or Cyber Zero, the flying kick is elite. The ice ball to the back of the head is tough, and then the stab to the spine with the ice sword. Yeah, that's hard. That's another one of those. That is we'll watch it one more time, but the flying kick is really what literally lights it up for us. Right here. Bam. Ice ball to the back of the head, cracking teeth and whatever. Stab to yeah. That's a 9. That's a 9. That's a 9. That's hard. This was just brutal. I know this one without a shadow of a doubt. Yep. Yeah. Boring, functional, that's a 6. This is actually pretty creative. Bam. Cracks it, and then does, yeah, creative, but isn't really special in any way, shape, or form. 7 out of 10 for Quan Chi. Scarlet does, the best part of Scarlet's is the start. The best part of Scarlet's is the flip. That flip is hard. What is that, a double front flip? It looked like a double front flip. That front flip is hard. Bam, and just proceeds to just do garbage with her ability. Like, that, obviously that hurts to the nose, and then you hit him with the heel. Like, that's a 5. That is a 5. And then yeah, that's a 5. I don't like, it's whatever. So already, again, style points gets you a lot here. Kenshi starting off already phenomenal. Teleports to his sword, hits you with the pummel, and then proceeds to uppercut slash your chest. That's a 9. Let's see Kenshi's one more time. Throws the sword, teleports to it, pummel hit to the nose, and then slash to the chest, cracking the sternum. That's hard. 9. Rain pops you up, hits you, and with a roundhouse kick, and then makes you come to the other side of the... I like that too. That roundhouse kick is clean though. Pops you up, water sprout, breaks. You know how hard you gotta hit somebody to break this? And then you pop up through the other side. Lord have mercy. I don't know if that's that arena that does that, but yeah, water sprout. Bam. To the back of the, I think this is your femur. I want to see that one more time. Bam, water spout. God, Lord have mercy, your elbow's gone. That roundhouse kick is clean. I'm gonna give that a 9. I'm gonna give that a 9. Reigns is tough. Reigns is absolutely tough. One more time. Ugh. That hurts. That just looks like it hurts. Freddy Krueger uppercut. 4-finger stab to the chest, well, 8-finger stab to the chest, and then claws you to the back. For non-creativity, I'll give it a 6 out of 10. This is just very simple. And claws your face, that's it. 4. For Kratos, Kratos gets an 8. Kratos gets an 8. Kratos is brutal. The Blades of Chaos stab to the chest, and then also to the rib cage, and then proceeds with the Nemean Cestus to punch your lights out. Yeah, that's brutal. That's an 8 out of 10. And these next 3 are essentially the 3 that you would have to get by other means, by using mods and things of that nature to be able to actually do them. I'm not gonna go that far into modifying what is already an old game, so I will use this footage, which I'll leave the YouTuber's his channel down in the description below so you guys can check him out. But these are Kintaro, Goros, and essentially Shao Kahn's, and we're gonna rate those right now as well. So starting off with Kintaro's. Double punch to the rib cage, double punch to the top of the head, and then a third one. Damn, then we add a haymaker to it. Yeah, that's brutal. That's an 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10. Let's go, Goro. Squeezes the head. The toss in the air is tough for me. Toss slam is tough for me. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I kind of dig that. I want to see that one more time. And he flexes on you right afterwards. Goes, comes in, grabs, squeezes, brutal points, tosses you up, 2-hand. He basically like alley-ooped himself and then slammed you. That's a 9. That's a 9. I like Goros a lot. Oh, Shao Kahn's is just gonna be brutal. Yeah, he's just a big dude. And then damn. Boring but very effective. Boring but very, very effective. Let's see Shao Kahn's one more time. So he jumps in with the hammer. Bam, smashes. Already starting off well. Steps on the back of your head. And then proceeds to complete the other side of the face that was not stepped on. That's also that's very strong. That is very strong. That is a 8 out of 10 for me. And that is it for the video, you guys. Do you guys have an opinion on some of these supers? Do you guys want me to move my camera basically to another spot so you can see the whole entire super? Granted, I did upload this same very video onto the channel, so if you want to see them without my commentary, by all means, you could go ahead and check that video. I'll leave that one down in the description below. Also in the description below, check out all the links. Like, share, subscribe. I'm your host, Mike Fury. It's been a complete pleasure. Until next time, Mike, off.